One of the last times we spoke about CD Projekt Red, it was all in a positive light, as they were doing rather well for themselves when it came to revenue, sales and all that good stuff, and their share value is continuing to rise following a successful Christmas sales period, and also the Gwent beta is also doing rather well for itself. Now, their full financial results for the annual period will be released on March the 30th, and that's when obviously we can get a clearer picture of how they're doing as a company, Witcher 3 sales, all that good stuff. But ahead of that, we do now know that their value as a company has risen to over $1.6 billion. Now, this is a very impressive figure in itself. However, there's something else to consider here. Now, according to a Quora article, which was stating as of July 15th, 2015, Capcom was worth 172 billion yen, which is about $1.5 billion. So basically, the long and short of that is CD Projekt are just edging out Capcom according to those figures. Again, that is based off what I can find. But even if you don't take that into consideration, this is still very, very impressive indeed. Also, it doesn't stop there for CD Projekt, as they are now the 15th biggest company listed on the Polish Stock Exchange, and their value has risen over 1200% in the last 5 years and 56% in the last 3 months alone. And they are the biggest Polish exporter in the IT sector. So basically, well done to CD Projekt Red. They are doing rather well for themselves. I like covering this in particular because CD Projekt are one of the few really good companies that really seem to actually care about consumers. They're not perfect, they have messed up. There was that whole Witcher 3 graphics thing and all that, but overall they do really care about the consumers. They give away all their games DRM-free, obviously they own GOG, and basically they are being rewarded in kind for their treatment of their community. The amount of free DLC they've given away for The Witcher 3 is obscene, and obviously the paid DLC that they have puts a lot of paid DLC to shame, because really they're old school style expansions rather than traditional shorter form DLC. So essentially, CD Projekt are, at least in my mind, getting their just reward for a job well done. Not only did they make one of the best games of recent memory and got showered with awards because of it, they are reaping the dividends for that, and also their treatment again of the consumers, and just their overall appearance of a bastion of good in an industry which sometimes can be a bit negative. Now, one thing I hope that their success says to the industry is that, you don't need aggressive DRM, and you don't need microtransactions, and you don't need to try and nickel and dime your consumer for everything they're worth to actually be successful as a company. What you do need to do is make a quality product, treat your community like, human beings, that would also be good, and just generally be very fair and good as a company. And the customers and the community will say thanks for the respect, because obviously sometimes we don't get always treated with that very same respect that CD Projekt have very much given us over the years. So all I can hope is that the picture will be even more rosy on the 30th of March, when of course we get their annual results, and I will indeed be reporting those, and we can get a clearer picture of how they're doing as a company. This of course is only one aspect of them as a company, but I'll be surprised if they're doing badly, but even so, let's hope this success continues in the future, not only of course with The Witcher 3, but any games that they make in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.